officially launched Keza Riruta Phase 2.
Keza is one of our brands. It's our affordable housing brand.
Thank you very much. Why is today important?
Today is important because it's our last groundbreaking event for Keza. We've handed over Keza Phase 1. Phase 1B is now under construction, as you can see. So today we are groundbreaking on the balance of Keza. So a total of 480 units in 3 blocks, all at one go. We expect them to be completed in the next 30 to 36 months, such that this site will no longer be a construction site, and residents can then enjoy the oasis that Keza was meant to be.
Okay.
Yes.
Good stuff. What makes Keza or Mivida homes different from any other development?
This is unique. It's a 7-acre site, but if you look at the master plan, we first planned the amenities. We planned a very large Mugumo park, occupying almost 1.4 acres or so. Then we are building around it, meaning we are not compromising on green livability. And I would imagine probably it's one of the more generous developments in this city when it comes to green spaces. Now to my right, that side, you can see we are now constructing a clubhouse. This will be a 3-level clubhouse. It will have a retail center, it will have a gym, it will also have spaces where people can work at home. It will have a swimming pool, and I like to say the first swimming pool in Riruta or along Naivasha Road. So that will complement the amenities around the garden, and it makes it a very unique. So you don't feel the density at all. You don't feel the density. We've dedicated more than 30% of the land we have to open green spaces and the amenities. Yes.
Why Riruta? Why Riruta the place?
Riruta historically has been quite popular with tenants. Riruta has very good proximity to Westlands if you travel to the west, and then to Kilimani if you use Naivasha Road. So from here, it's actually a walking distance to the Junction shopping mall. Traditionally, it's been very well served by PSVs. So people who work in Westlands, Kilimani, all the way to Upper Hill have always found this to be very convenient. It has PSVs along Naivasha Road, along Kikuyu Road, and has always been very well served. It's a very popular destination, or a very popular location for tenants. Yes.
I think that's you've answered my next question, but I'll still ask it. Why should someone invest in these homes here today?
2 elements. One, the area is quite popular with tenants. People love living here because of proximity to the key nodes, in addition to being very well served, not just by transport networks, but by PSVs. But now Keza stands out as what we call an oasis within Riruta. Oasis because the 7 acres are probably the only master planned community in the totality of this constituency. It's a 7-acre master plan with 30% dedicated to open spaces, meaning that you're forming a community. The tenants who live there here will be part of a community, not just living in some apartment blocks, with offering as good as any you can find in Nairobi. It's not many places where you'd have the swimming pool, a 3-tier clubhouse, almost 1 acre plus of garden spaces for kids to play. So it does stand out as an oasis, and you can see the quality behind me and the greenery around, which is becoming a rarity in Nairobi today. Yeah.
Lastly, what is the procedure of owning a home?
It's really simple. Our team is here. So it's as simple as you go talk to one of our team members, you select a unit. Once you select a unit, you sign. We will give you the equivalent of a letter of offer immediately. Once you get the letter of offer, you pay the 10% deposit, and you begin your journey towards being an investor in Keza.
All right. Thank you very much.
last year, we had a handover ceremony on 8th of November. So this is just to, we always, companies have always welcomed you for groundbreaking, but not so many companies have been honoring their promise of handing over the units to tenants. So on 3rd of October last year, we handed over 394 units in Garden City, which were part of 140 were open market, handed over to the open market, and 200 units. We've been living here cordially with people who had initially invested in Keza Riruta as tenants, and we are doing property management for them. They are part and parcel of this community. These are people who got into invest with Vivida from as early as 2023. They invested in a project that was a bush at the time. They believed in the brand of Vivida. They believed that we're going to deliver. Having delivered the whole of Garden City Master Plan, at the time there was not so much to show as we have today for those people who are going to invest in phase 2. But they trusted in us and gave us their capital and walked the journey with us. So on 8th of February, or rather on 8th of November last year, you can see very nice families getting into their houses. Some people who live here, some people who live in the diaspora, who are now reaping from their investments. Okay? So this is an institution that not only groundbreaks, but we hand over. So today we are groundbreaking and launching the second phase of the project. This could be you in a couple of years, 18 months and above. This could be you. We will be handing over the units to you. We had, February has always been the best month for Vivida and in particular Keza. On 24th of February 2023, we launched this project in Madison. And we had a group of people come here just to interact with the bush. All they needed to invest in was a dream that Vivida had at the time and the vision that we had. And they put in their money, and for sure, today they are reaping a lot of money from their initial investment. So fast forward into the next slide, please. So this is, as we look at this project, it's not a concrete jungle. This is a 6.22, call it 7 acres master plan that has been developed as a good community setup. It's a very, very nice estate. You'll find in other areas there's no place for your kids to play. You don't have areas for you to jog around, walk around. I was just interacting with one of our tenants here today. They find this place very lucrative, very quiet, has got a lot of green spaces, and that's exactly the master plan that you have here. So what you're seeing on my far right has already been delivered. People are already living there. What is just adjacent to it is the second phase, which is currently on the 8th floor. Not the second phase, but the second block of the first phase, currently on the 8th floor, and next year we'll be adding over that as well. So what we're going to be breaking today is the 3 blocks we have at the center, and I know most of us have purchased those units. And for those who have not purchased yet, today is your day, because I know our CEO will be coming up with something nice for you to ensure that you have, you take up a few, sign up to get one of the units. Then the last block has already been sold out to our partners, IHS, who are working with us in our investment journey as Vivida. So we can move into the next slide, where we are looking at some of our strategic partners. In this master plan, we have almost 1,000 houses, and 40% of the houses that have been built here have been taken up by institutional investors. What does this mean? This means that we've got, like, the local pension fund is looking at returns for their pensioners. They have come to us and they have taken up 46 units in Keza because they see the guarantee of the return that they are going to get from this project. They trust the company Vivida to deliver the project within the stipulated period of time, and for that particular reason they have invested in us. So some of these large institutions have already done the due diligence for you. We have IHS, this is now public, that have taken up 240 units. It's a fund based in South Africa. They have done all the due diligence on the product and on Vivida as an institution. So they give you that level of comfort for you, even as an individual buyer, that you are actually investing in a product that other players of scale, are not only locally but in the region, have already invested in. And lastly, and most recently, we closed out a deal with Utabibu, and I know my CEO will be giving them some time. Utabibu investment encompasses the whole of the Aga Khan family. You know, we have the Aga Khan hospitals, the Aga Khan University, the Aga Khan Foundation. These are robust institutions within our environment that have gone all over but have just decided to come and invest here in Keza. So for you as an individual, you should at first look at the brand of the investor, but also take some time and look at who are the other people who have invested in this particular project, not only as individuals, but at the scale of institutions. So these are quite reputable institutions in the country and actually in the region that have based their trust in us as Mivida and actually in this project as Keza Riruta. So what does that mean? It already rubber stamps the project as viable. Almost 40% of these people have signed agreements with us. So for you, it's easy because the moment I default on IHS or on the local pension fund or Tabibu, these are people with muscles, they can take me to court. Yeah, but I am comfortable in my skin that I'm going to deliver on time. Okay, so as we move to the next slide. So when people came here at the beginning, there were two types of people. There are people who are coming in as investors and there are people who are coming in as homeowners. The original master plan was such that our feasibility study had shown us that this area would have a lot more of investors than people who would want to live in here. So our product was curated towards investors. So we had 80% of the portfolio was a product that would interest an investor and not a homeowner. But then when we were doing our market validation, so this market validation is whereby you take a product, take it to the market, get to market to monitor market response and respond to the compelling need of the market. So we saw that there are people who wanted family houses. They're telling me, this is a place I can see a lot of green traces, this is a place I can raise my family. This is out of the 6.22 acres, only 30% of that footprint is in the building. The remaining parcel of land is just green space. So we've got a good Mugumo park with 3 acres of just green spaces. You don't find that anywhere. The cost of land in Nairobi is very high, and for that reason people are building beacon to beacon. So as we figure out what we've decided to do is that we're going to master plan our projects. We're going to ensure that we have enough green spaces for you to interact with nature. So that has increased the number of homeowners. But what has happened to the investors? So let me use that example of a studio. And these are actual numbers. For those people who bought the studios at the beginning in 2023, when they're starting off the project, they bought the studio at 1.9 million. Today, that same studio is going up to 3.3 million. So within 18 months or so, that person has made a profit of 1.4 by just doing nothing. And you see that 1.9 million, some of them just put a 20% deposit and they are paying in bits up to the end. So by doing nothing, they've gotten a capital appreciation of 1.4 million, which is almost 74%. You don't get that anywhere else. So we had a very low entry price at the beginning of the project. This is real estate, it appreciates with time. And over a short period, which is less than 2 years, for the same injection of 1.9 million, someone is getting 1.4 in cash profit. So they can choose to sell the unit at 3.3 million and recoup their capital. Alternatively, there are same people who are now getting rent of 22.5 million, rather 22,500 for a studio. When we were doing the model for this project, we had anticipated 15,000 shillings as a rental income for the studio. Today, and these are actual figures, you can ask Emma. Where is Emma? Emma is there. Emma is our property manager. She's the one who handles all our tenants. These are actual numbers. The studio today is renting at 22,500. So if you look at that amount, compare it to the capital injected of 1.9 million, and you look at that rental yield, it's around 14%. This is quite competitive. So you can either choose to, so if you look at the combination of the capital appreciation and the rental yield, it's a supernormal profit for those people who invested with us in phase 1. But it's not too late because we're starting off phase 2 and it's an opportunity to invest today. I won't belabor on the others. We had, for a one bed, we thought it would go past 28,000. Today, those same one beds are going at 39,000. These are actual signed agreements, and we have some of our tenants here. 39,000 per month for a one bed here. Then for the 2 bed, we thought it would go past 40K. Actual figures are coming to 49. So what this means is that there is an actual demand of a product of this nature within this region. The strategic location next to Upper Hill, next to Westlands, next to the main social amenities, there are quite a number of people who lack decent housing, and they are paying a lot more money in areas that are quite inferior to the place we are today.
So we are you are the one
I've only been here, 3 weeks, and I enjoy every second of it. I enjoy the walks, I enjoy the quietness in the evenings, early morning birds moving around, it's lovely. I find it very pleasant. The people around are very helpful. Emma's excellent, she works her socks off. Any problems, come and speak to Emma. But yes, it's a wonderful place. I walk up and down, I love the security. I'm looking forward to the swimming pool when it comes. Hey, it's wonderful. Any questions, please ask. They're there. That's it. It's what I'm here for. Just come and ask. But no, I love it. I've been here now. I'm here for the year. I've rented it for the year. I just enjoy it. Sounds it.